I just spent like 20 minutes completely trying to resync my audio again, because even though I've literally live streamed from this setup since I have moved, I am having technical issues since I rebuilt my studio. But I am at a place where if this actually stays in sync, then I am happy with my content setup in my home office. So we hope that that works. But that's not what I'm talking about today. I just wanted to talk to you about a UGC thing that happened to me recently, probably a couple actually, because the idea of UGC, it stands for user generated content. So it's content created by the user of a product or service that is not then posted on the original creators channel, but it's posted by the brands channel. And a lot of brand collabs and stuff will be, especially if you're an Instagram central creator where you can actually have collabs, and like more recently on YouTube as well, they allow you to have the content showing on both of your channels or your platforms. And that's becoming more common now that you are sort of dual credited. But when UGC started coming about, it was originally just on the brands channel and their platform and their website, almost in place of like a video testimonial. It was more of a video like case study, like a micro case study. So you'll see this a lot with like fashion brands where they go, oh, so just send me this product and I'm going to try it out. And the idea of UGC content is that it is not sponsored and you're not told what to say about it. It is a legitimate review per se, but obviously the lines blur on that sort of stuff and best practices don't necessarily get followed. I have a little bit of technically UGC on my channel too, even though I never had any active discussions with the brands. I've done like reviews of products, and then those reviews I've had traffic notifications saying that it's traffic coming from like the website where I bought it or the brand's original website. So maybe it popped up as like a hashtag like RSS feed filler, but maybe it was just never posted on their actual channel. I don't know. I can't trace the analytics that deep. But I had two things happen to me with UGC this week, and I have still yet to actually be like paid as a content creator for a tertiary brand as a UGC creator. That service has always been available. If you want to do that with me, then please get in touch with me on my email on my channel and let me know. But so far it's not happened. I've just made my own content, or I've been paid by a client to make content for them that they then post on their own channel, but I am just the videographer behind that. I'm not like the talent or the reviewer. So the first one that turned up, I originally thought like this kind of sounds like a scam, but my personal data is so publicly available at this point that I have no reason to even try and hide it. So I just put in my less important email address. And the idea is it's a UGC creator for an agency in London. I found them. It was very generic marketing agency, you know, they're doing all the correct things and they know how to use the tools in place, but there's no specific creativity that I can really pick out or unique brand for their own marketing agency. But they were like an e-commerce marketing agency. So the idea is they would send you products, you keep the products, you review the product and send them the video. You don't need to post the video on your own channel, which is a good thing. That makes it sound like less of a scam, because that means that they have an existing audience that they're planning to put it out to via the brand's channels, as opposed to trying to steal any traffic that you could generate for them from your own platform as your own creator. And then you get to keep the products. You don't have to send them back, you don't have to pay for them, which is like one thing where a lot of people will say, oh, if you buy our products, we'll give you a discount code and then you can review it in exchange for the discount code. But that's not what this is. It was, you make the video, you keep the product, we post the video on our own platforms, and then we pay you as well. And they did not specify the pay in the job listing, which, you know, stupid and not great. Then you had to give them your email address, and you could optionally give them the phone number, so you got a notification. And this was purely for the notification for the like big group call where they were going to explain how the business structure works. Now, I actually had a PT client during that time, so I could not have attended the call, but they said that the video call recording will be forwarded to anyone who took part and registered. So I registered with the anticipation of receiving the video recording. So far, I haven't actually received the video recording, but I have been added to an email list of lots of follow-up materials. And the follow-up materials gave me the general impression that it didn't sound great at first. I read the whole email, but the start of the email was like, oh yeah, if you get our qualification and certify that we know that you know how to make content. And it had like the syllabus in it, and it was like how to set up your phone, how to put up lighting, and it's like baby's first content creator certificate. Not like a qualification, a certification that has no governing body behind it. Whereas me, with an existing qualification in creative media production, a level 3 qualification, and years of professional experience making videos, I was like, I'm not paying for your non-existent piece of paper, which like it's probably a piece of pixels, to be honest. So I'm not paying for that. But apparently they need to know that you will create a certain level of quality content, therefore you must buy the certificate in order to be paid £45 per video, which for UGC It's not bad. It's not great. It's not bad. Like, if you're an existing content creator with your own platform and your own audience to leverage, then you would be getting brand deals of much higher value. But like, as a non-existent, if these people who they're expecting to onboard have never made videos before and they just post it on their own platform and they don't get the creator to post it, then that's actually like a fair deal, £45, but only if you buy their course. And they did say that if you do not receive the value of the course back over the course of maybe a year, then they will reimburse you for it. But in my mind, I'm like, who's following that up? Who's remembering to follow that up? If it's not working, you're just gonna forget about it and move on. And then if you didn't want to complete the certification, then you are very welcome to continue to make videos for them at £15 per video. Not per hour, per video. I don't know if you have to edit them yourselves. I'm kind of tempted to investigate into it further, but also I don't want to waste time on it if it's like awful, because like I would have to vlog the process for it to be justifiable for me, and then I don't know if I'd be breaking any sort of NDA agreements that I haven't yet signed. But that was one thing that happened. I might follow it up in the future, but that's sort of like standard UGC, how you would expect it to be agency. But then also this very same week, I actually got my very first collab outreach from a business. It's a business I've never heard of before. I don't think I've ever made an account with them. If I did, I was probably forced by like a previous employer to make it, but I've never used the tool, never heard of it. It was an AI video tool, which I have a whole video on my opinions on AI and why it's kind of trash and why it's ethically bad because of like the environmental reasons, but also because of like IP theft reasons. And as someone who makes their entirety of their living from basically creating content or teaching other people how to create content and get your content seen, having it stolen from you without licensing fees and then fed into a tool which will then like replicate you against your consent, don't like that. The idea with it was because I have Final Cut Pro tutorials on my channel. That was how they contacted me. I imagine I was just sort of like collected via a bunch of people who showed up in search results when they searched Final Cut Pro tutorials, because they contacted me with an email, which I'll read it out for you. Now, this all happened in the space of one day. It was a very quick back and forth, and then it suddenly stopped. So I think any attempts at negotiation killed this. Hi, I'm person from business. I found your channel while looking for creators who share Final Cut Pro tutorials and professional editing workflows. We'd like to explore a paid YouTube collaboration showing how creators can generate original footage and visual assets in software, then bring them into Final Cut Pro for editing, color grading, and final delivery. Now, they didn't specify what kind of editing here. Now, in my opinion, AI can be good when it's analytical AI, not generative AI necessarily. So analytical AI is AI that is looking for certain data. So like if you're using it to edit out all the gaps where you're not talking, or if it's smart enough to judge that you did a few ums and ahs and retakes before you got the clean sentence, then if it's going to cut that editing time for me, great. That's an applicable use of analytical AI. But they don't specify it now. I'll say AI is in the business name, right? So I could tell immediately. Our campaign offers $100 guaranteed payment plus 50 cents US dollars per valid public YouTube view during the first 14 days, with the total payment capped at $2,000 per video. So that's like 3,000 something views before you're like not getting any more money. We'll also provide the account, upgrade, and all testing credits needed for production. If this sounds relevant to your channel, let me know and I'll send over the complete brief. And I was like, okay, it's made it through the spam filter. I googled the business, it's a real business. I looked up the guy, found his LinkedIn. I double checked that my own YouTube channel actually has that email address listed on it because I didn't remember updating that, and it does. That's the email I have publicly listed, so you're welcome to check that and email me for business opportunities there yourself. So I looked it all up and I was like, okay, this seems like a legitimate offer. The money's bad. Like, for the scale of my channel right now, totally understandable, which is like what I said. Initially I went, hey person, yes, I would be interested. Please send over the full brief for discussion. Thank you. Have a nice day. He did not send over the full brief. So we went from very generic engagement to, okay, now I'm having a conversation with a person. So the first one was very much mass email list. This is the bit I didn't like, the bait and switch, once they looked at me as an individual channel. Hi, Georgia. Thank you for your interest. I reviewed your channel, when you should have done that before anyway. And I think software would fit naturally into your content creation and digital marketing tutorials. For this initial collaboration, also that specific phrasing, by the way, kind of reads like AI made the email too. Because I say content creation, digital marketing, because like my website and stuff, that's my sort of phrasing with it. I'm considering changing that phrasing, but like it's still currently accurate. And people don't really say that, you know? They might just say your marketing tutorials or your content tutorials or your Final Cut Pro tutorials, but like that specific phrasing in that order, that's how I phrase it, so it feels very copy paste. For this initial collaboration, based on the current campaign allocation and recent channel performance, we can offer a fixed fee of $30 for one dedicated YouTube tutorial. We'll also upgrade your software account and provide the existing credits required for production. A suitable direction could be showing how a creator or small business can use software to plan and produce a short promotional video or social media asset from an initial idea. The main requirements are one dedicated YouTube video of at least 3 minutes. That's 3 minutes running time. That's not how long it takes to make the video. Show the software interface and real creative workflow. Include the generation, review, and refinement process. Show the completed video or final selected scenes. Submit an unlisted YouTube draft for review before publication. This is a fixed fee collaboration with no CPV or performance bonus. Payment is available through PayPal, which PayPal's also fine. I don't love that PayPal takes fees. I would prefer direct bank transfer or something, but whatever. It's an acceptable tool. And then it links to the website, and then it says, if the USD 30 structure works for you, please confirm. I'll then send the complete creator brief, campaign materials, posting requirements, and next steps, which all those materials, I believe, should have been sent after the first email. If you say this is what's on offer, and I say, yes, I would like to know more, please send it over, and then they actually change the offer, they're just making sure you're biting. I don't like that business strategy. They're making sure that you're a real human that exists, and then they're sending you the actual offer. So they've bait and switched you, and they're lowballing you now. Which 30 USD. I'm not in America, so I don't know exactly how much value that holds, but it's just over 20 quid. My hourly rate for most things is 45 minimum, and then we go up based on difficulty. So no. And then in response to that, I went, thank you for the quick response, person. It is unfortunate that the fixed fee has now changed from the initial offer of $100 to $30. I do understand that this is likely due to my channel's relatively small size at this time. But think about it, they're not going to be going for the people with the hundreds of millions of views because they can't afford those people, so think about it. However, due to my ability to regularly reach view counts notably higher than my subscriber count, with my most viewed video nearing 35,000 views, I would like to request we include the 50 cents per valid public YouTube views during the first 14 days element of your original offer. Is that something you'd be willing to do? Otherwise, the terms seem acceptable to me and I would be happy to get to work on the video. Do you have an approximate timeline in mind? Have a nice day. Now, I finish off as I did because whenever you're negotiating with someone, you kind of want to leave them with the idea that I do want to work with you. I'm not trying to drive you away. I do want to work with you. I want us to have a discussion as business partners. And clearly this business does not see me as a valuable business asset, so they're not playing around. But I don't care because my time is worth more than that. So the only reason I am even making a video of it now is because I wasted some initial time on this discussion. So we're making content about it. See how that works. That is what I did to do with UGC this week. And if anyone has any legitimate offers, then please do feel free to get in touch. But I just wanted to let people who are exploring UGC understand the practices a little bit so they're not being manipulated and not feeling like they're having their time wasted and it's all a scam. Because it's not all a scam. It's actually a very legitimate way to make money and can be a full career. Some people have no brand of their own at all and are just full-time UGC creators, and it's a valid track. But in equal measure, I am phrasing this from the sense of I was getting lowballed, I wasn't being appreciated, because I am a professional content creator. It's my primary skill set. I have over a decade of experience making videos. I have almost 15 years of experience making videos. I know how to make videos. I have the tools. I have professional tools. I have a nice backdrop. I have a unique aesthetic that a lot of people who are making UGC, they're just sat in their car or in a plain empty room. It's visually interesting. I put work and time into creating this environment that I do live in. It's my bedroom, my office, my set. It's all of it. So I'm trying to have my value respected. But also, if you are a person coming into this with no previous experience and you don't know how to record on your phone and you don't know how to set up lighting and you don't know what microphones are good, then maybe those deals are acceptable for you and maybe those terms actually work for you and maybe the little certification thing will give you confidence. It's about finding out what these are legitimate businesses and not just getting your data farmed as you go. But you need to know where you are on this list, basically. So yeah, if you have any questions, please let me know. I am happy for you guys to suggest any videos that you may want me to do in the future. If you want to check out my other channel for my martial arts stuff, that is Deborah's Dough, and that is linked in the description too. I am currently trying to fundraise to get to Austria to compete in the WMAT World Championships for Taekwondo and MMA. So if you want to help with that, you can either donate to my Discord servers, or you can hire me for either digital marketing, content creation, user-generated content, or for Taekwondo PTing, whatever you want. Just get in touch. I have other services available on my website, or if you want to do it all for free, just subscribe, watch a few of my videos, and let me know.